Not quite on mine. You've got a wider screen than I do. Might be missing.
I want to get my hand around your neck.
Just to hire
to spend money. I don't look good no matter what I do.
Greetings. In the name of the state of Maine, you are hereby required to notify and warn the inhabitants of the town of Berwick, qualified by law to vote in town affairs, to assemble at the town hall on Wednesday, the 3rd of August, 2011 AD, at 6:30 in the evening, to act on Article 1 through 3 as set out below. Article 1, to elect a moderator to preside over the meetings. I call for nominations for the moderator of this meeting.
I nominate Ron Figure. Second.
Do we have any other nominations?
Move nomination cease.
Nominations now closed. All in favor of Ronald Biggie as moderator of this meeting?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I have a question. Is there any discussion?
Are you capable?
Motion second, discussion on the moderator? On moderator? I think they just voted. You were in the.
Looks like he's
Well,
already
nobody
chosen
asked
before
if
we were
there was
at.
discussion, so I'm just curious if discussion's allowed.
Never had it before.
No, we've never had a discussion.
Well, any proper motion goes to discussion.
Discussion, okay. Any discussion?
Well, I'm just curious if, just out of general knowledge, if a meeting is called and no moderator is elected, what happens at that point?
There's no meeting.
No, I mean,
I mean, that was at the office concluded, there was no moderator.
if there's no moderator elected, then basically the meeting doesn't proceed.
Probably. I'd have to look at the moderator's matter to be sure.
Okay, I was just curious.
That makes
I-
sense.
Any other discussion? All in favor of Ronald Biggie?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries. I will swear you in. Sign Ron's name on here. We need to have, according to the, we have to have 3 or 4, you know, he and her
I
votes.
didn't vote, I'm abstaining.
Okay. Just to sign Ron's name, it's voting for him as moderator.
Oh, I was gonna let you were taking my order for cheaper.
Thank you.
Doesn't really answer the question.
I state your name.
I, Ronald L. Biggie,
Do swear
do swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so long as I shall continue a citizen thereof,
so long as I shall continue a citizen thereof.
so help me God.
So help me God.
I state your name.
I, Ronald L. Biggie,
Do swear
do swear
that I will faithfully discharge,
that I will faithfully
to
discharge
the best of my
to the
ability,
best of my ability
the duties incumbent upon me as moderator of this meeting,
the duties incumbent upon me as moderator of this meeting,
according to the Constitution and the laws of the state,
according to the Constitution and the laws of the state,
so help me God.
so help me God. As is our tradition, will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
all know, we will not proceed to Articles 2 and 3.
Why do we all know this? I'm here because of this notice that says Article 1, 2, and 3.
Correct, but there's been, the selectmen did not follow the proper procedure in the execution of the warrant. So this meeting cannot go forward this evening. Okay? That's,
I needed
They-
some
they-
sort of
they-
explanation. Thank you.
they needed to sign it at a selectmen's meeting, and they did not sign it at a selectmen's meeting. That technicality was brought up, and as of some discussion with the town attorney, this meeting will not go forward. Mr. Perry?
Yeah, just regarding my question about moderator, and you said nothing in your manual.
In the manual.
Yeah, could someone within the next few weeks that we have available, say at the next selectmen's meeting or something, find out
You
what
know,
would happen if no
You have to have a
moderator?
moderator. You have to have a moderator. If you can't have a moderator, you can't have a meeting. It's as
Okay,
simple
that's
as
what
that.
I'm wondering. So if we don't elect a moderator,
There's no meeting.
it forces the meeting off the plate for the night.
Correct.
So,
Thank you.
okay, so basically, if we decided not to vote you in as moderator tonight, if this
or
were,
anybody, not just.
or anybody, and this were a meeting going forward 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now, then that meeting would not happen that night either.
If you don't elect a moderator,
The meeting doesn't happen.
if the warrant is proper, and the first article you elect a moderator, if that doesn't happen, it's over.
Okay, that's,
There's no,
so this is a method to push a meeting off the plate for a night.
it's a meeting period, not just to push it off the plate, to a later date, you're pushing it off the plate, period.
So the warrant would not go
Correct.
forward at any
That-
time.
That would be the logical sequence, I would assume.
Well, you know, this is a meeting that is not going to go forward, so I don't really know how much you really want to engage
Right.
in general discussions about what could happen if there's no moderator in the future. I don't think it's,
Well, I think it
germane to
is,
what
I think it is germane. Because
Well-
3 weeks from now, say there is a meeting,
yeah, well, the roof can collapse too. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things that could stop a meeting. But, you know, my point to you, Ron, is that, you know, this meeting is not going to go forward, so there's no more public forum left because the warrant is withdrawn and, you know, the meeting's gonna be adjourned, I assume.
Yes, very shortly. We can't act on anything, Peter.
I understand that,
So, I mean,
but I assume that as a public meeting has been called, regardless of whether there's items going to be on the agenda, the items are being taken off the agenda.
Correct.
It's still an open public meeting that the public has the right to speak. I'm just curious about these things, as to how things will progress. You know, we're in a very dynamic time right now, and I'm just curious as to what the situation is, and I'm curious as to what, say, 3 weeks from now, if, for whatever reason, there were 100 people there, 75 people didn't vote, or voted against a moderator, the meeting wouldn't exist, and whatever was on the agenda for that night, I would assume, would then vaporize and have to become another meeting 3 weeks down the road. That's,
The meeting would probably continue until somebody was elected.
I don't have a specific answer.
okay, well, I'm curious about it.
I'd have to do some homework.
But I think that's right, if somebody voted one down, somebody would need somebody else, and they would try to get a moderator. Because you could vote down every one of them for that matter.
I think that's it.
But I mean, basically, that could vote an agenda.
I understand it, I understand where you're going with this, but I don't have a specific answer.
Okay. Could we get an answer, that's all.
Dave Stolpe, I said,
Dave.
now that we have a legal meeting because it's been opened and we've elected a moderator, can we not ask questions about why we came here and
I'm
what
not
went
gonna allow
wrong?
any
or-
questions, Dave.
Okay.
I'm gonna close the meeting down. If the selectmen wanna stay and answer informal questions as to the contents or what would have been the meeting, that's their choice. As moderator and as a chair, I'm not gonna get into that, Dave, okay?
That's fair.
Oscar?
I disagree with your choice of words about a small technicality. I think it's absolutely obscene that it
If I
happens.
said that, I apologize.
Okay. Now I'd like to make a motion to close.
Adjourn.
Hmm?
Adjourn?
Adjourn, yes.
Any second?
I'll second it.
There is no discussion on it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries, we are adjourned. Thank you.
I'd like to make one little announcement. I did make a mistake on the amount of land that was under that is in the deed. We have a copy of the description of the school premises. And it's
Thanks, Ron.
17,919 square feet. So I was wrong when I said that it was the whole 10 acres. I did really believe it was. I apologize, Keith.
Is that technicality?
No, that's my own technicality.
Yeah, but 17,000 feet is probably about the footprint of the building. That would
It's 2.14 acres, I believe.
Yeah, but how
Well,
can
wait a minute, there's 44,000 feet an acre.
43,560.
Okay, there we go, from the
Square feet.
former assessor.
But-
So
but
we're
the-
talking 80,000 plus feet.
No, we're talking 17,000.
Right, that's about a quarter of not even a quarter of an acre, or about a quarter of an acre. So that's
Okay,
probably
what
about the
Well,
foot,
in one of these other pages.
That's about the
it has
footprint of the building.
2.4. What was that on?
How can you convey a title to a portion of a lot?
It's the part that's darkened in the sketch.
You're all set? Good night.
unless we do a subdivision of the property, how can you
Yeah,
convey?
how can you do
It
that?
hasn't been subdivided.
Excuse me for a minute here. We either make a motion to answer some questions, or we make a motion to go in executive session. We have the attorney here now, and that was taken, so what's the wish of the board here?
Well, I think, now, my personal opinion, there's a few public here, and if they wanna ask a question, I think we ought to at least listen to them for a few minutes, but that's my personal feelings.
Marshall, Joe?
You need to entertain a motion in a second and then debate, Mr. Chairman.
Do we have to open the meeting?
No, the only thing we have here is a motion to go into executive session to speak with the town attorney.
And this will get discussed when we have the meeting, hopefully 3 weeks.
I make a motion, we go into executive session.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Now, just time, I think. we should-
Opposed?
I don't oppose, but I don't think, I think you could have listened.
They obviously don't.
Are you coming back here after the executive session is
We're
over?
gonna stay right here for the executive session.
Oh, you're making us leave.
Yeah, throw us out.
So the question is, are you coming back?
I guess that is the question.
Well, it's a pleasure to see you again.
Do,